Hello, student leaders, and welcome to the Being a Good Neighbor module. Our philosophy is that we are community builders. It's important to have ground rules so that we can all have something in common to refer back to. Our goal is to create an environment where student leaders provide the tools to residents to empower themselves as persons and as a community member. In other words, we want to encourage the more about we and the less about me mentality. We strive to build and maintain a community of cordiality among each other. A common skill that our residents need is how to confront neighbors and roommates on noise levels. We frequently get calls or emails about noise levels being too high, and although we do want to respond if someone is being too loud or is going beyond quiet hours, we also want to make sure that the person reporting has at least made one attempt at connecting with the person they are reporting. One way to coach your residents on confronting their neighbor or their roommate is by using the power of cordiality. Encourage your resident to personally talk to the person who is causing the noise by starting out with something along the lines of, "Hi Chad, I'm your neighbor from next door. How are you? I'm in the process of studying for an exam and was wondering if you could please lower the volume as the walls are really thin and it's really hard for me to concentrate with the current level of music. Thank you so much for understanding." Encourage roommates to talk about using headphones to reduce the level of distraction to their roommate, and encourage the other roommate to use earbuds to also reduce the level of their distraction. This expectation should be set for both of them. How do we coach residents receiving feedback through this process? One example could be to let your residents know that if someone asks them to please lower the volume, to not take it personally. It is almost never personal and may have more to do with basic needs like the ability to rest and/or concentrate on doing homework. Let the residents know that it is everyone's job to keep each other accountable and to respect courtesy hours and quiet hours. Our residence halls are our temporary homes, and as such, we should be on the lookout for any items that may need work orders submitted. This could be anything from a trash room needing to be cleaned because of overflow, a broken light bulb, a chirping smoke detector, graffiti, or a broken toilet, etc. We should be coaching residents to understand that the entire building is their home, not just their room. Please see the next slide for a visual on where and how to submit a work order from the resident's perspective. The website is housingportal.pdx.edu. Once you log in, on the left side in the Home drop-down menu, you select Submit a Work Order. From this page, you click on the bottom left Submit a Work Order. From here, it'll guide you step by step on what you need to do. You put basic information, where your room is located, what is the issue, and then you scroll down to the bottom, put the general category. Is it like plumbing? Is it lighting? What type of item it is? Write a brief description of what's going on, and then just submit your work order, and you're done. The no-guess policy is really strict, and we want to create a culture of mutual accountability. If residents want to socialize while being physically distant, they are welcome to do so outside of the residence hall and outside of their rooms. However, if they are found violating this policy, they will be held accountable and will have to go through the conduct process. We all have the responsibility to look after each other, whether we are immunocompromised or not. Abiding by the no-guess policy is an expectation for you and for your residents. Let's keep each other accountable so we can prevent the further spread of COVID-19. It is imperative that we coach our residents on how to respond to people walking into the residence hall without actually scanning their ID card, also known as ghosting. We should coach all of our residents to diligently make sure that they themselves are scanning in and to make sure other folks are also scanning in. We need to fight the urge of holding the door for people and to also not take it personally if someone asks us to scan in. It is an expectation of everyone living in the residence halls. We should also coach residents on actively reporting potential suspicious activity within the residence hall or immediately outside of the premises. Residents should call the resident assistant on call if they want to report suspicious activity where no one is in any immediate danger. If someone is in physical danger, residents should be calling campus public safety directly. We should also coach traditional age residents to get familiar with their non-traditionally aged neighbors who may be 25 years of age or older, and to make sure they don't accidentally report them as someone suspicious only for being an older person in the residence halls. Creating resident-driven activities virtually. You can encourage your residents to eat meals together via Google Hangouts. You can make a Google Hangouts with everyone who would like to watch The Last Airbender, for example. Student leaders can promote resident-driven Google Hangouts so long as they have been vetted for the nature of its content. We are an educational institution, and as such, we have the duty to educate the public, and in this case, our residents. Wearing masks in the residence halls and laundry rooms is an expectation and a housing policy. If you see anyone in the residence halls without a mask, feel free to approach them and say something along the lines of, "Hi, my name is," insert your name here. "I'm a student leader in this building, and I noticed that you're not wearing a mask. Do you have one available to wear? If not, I can get you one." Talk to your supervisor on how to obtain extra masks for residents who may not have one. It is a housing policy to wear a mask while in the residence hall, except when you are in the comfort of your own room. May I please see your ID? We want to make sure we are treating residents cordially, educating about the importance of wearing a mask in the halls, and taking their information to make sure we are keeping track of who is not following policy, so your supervisor can have a more serious conversation if a specific resident is not following policy. What is the why behind it? As we mentioned earlier, we want to instill the more about we and less about me mentality. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure we are reducing the spread of COVID-19. How does this impact the community at large? By abiding by our housing policies, we ensure the safety and security of ourselves and our residents. Thanks for watching. Please talk to your supervisor if you have any follow-up questions about coaching our residents on being a good neighbor. Have a great day.